your reaction to Russian drone incursion into Poland?
Could have been a mistake. Could have been a mistake, but regardless, I'm not happy about anything having to do with that whole situation. But hopefully it's going to come to an end.
What's your reaction to Russian?
He said it could have been a mistake talking about the drones that went into Poland, man. That's crazy. Anyways, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai, in the Ruach Kodash, which is the Holy Spirit, or the Spirit Holy. It's your brother Rabbi Knapp coming out with a lesson, Lord's will satisfying to the Lord's elect. Now, watching this already goes to show you how the battlefield is, man. Like, you got Duck pretty much brushing it kind of under the rug, like nothing, like you ain't just get smacked, man. You know, him going into Poland and his reaction to it shows you that we're definitely in the toes, the iron in the miry toes, or the miry clay, because all the European nations, they're not unified under anything. So some of them want to go to war, some of them don't. You know, for example, you got Germany, he wants to go to war. Spain, France, they're already trying to get rid of Macron because they don't want to go to war. So that's showing you that everyone's not aligned. When he attacked, when Vladimir Putin attacked Poland, it goes to show you that he's ready to go, but y'all ain't. And he just exposed you to the whole world that y'all ain't even what you think you are, man. And then him saying this is supposed to be the commander-in-chief, and he ain't really got anything to say about it.
What's your reaction to Russian drone incursion into Poland?
Could have been a mistake.
Could have been a mistake. Okay, Duck. We know. And this is why the Lord said what He said, man. Revelation 17. Victory for the Lamb. Okay. The point's in 16. Revelation 17. I want to start at 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, the Lamb being Yahweh Shai, and overcome them, for He is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with Him are called, chosen, and faithful. So, are called and chosen and faithful. So He's coming with the chariots, okay? And these different nations, they're going to come up against Yahweh Shai, but they're going to lose. This is hence victory of the Lamb. And He saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. And I believe that's breaking down Revelation 17:1. It says, and there came one of the seven angels which had seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. That great whore is talking about America. And the sitteth upon many waters is talking about the peoples, the multitudes, and nations, and tongues, because Babylon's a melting pot. Okay, so this is another key in this, showing you the mystery Babylon. Revelation 17:16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. So the 10 horns represents the European Union. The beast represents NATO. These shall hate the whore, which is America, that sits upon the beast, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Because they're not aligned. Okay, so if they're not aligned, some of them are going, pretty much all of them are going to switch up on her and burn her with fire. Okay, thermonuclear missiles. Obadiah. Who is that? They that eat that bread. Where is that at? Been deceived, man. can't find it. Let me control F it. Bread. Okay, where are you? Right here. Obadiah, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound unto thee. There is none understanding in him. Who's eating his bread? Ukraine's eating his bread. Okay. All these European nations are pretty much eating his bread under the ban of NATO. Okay, but you can see how they're not being aligned together is going to come around and bite them in the ass in the long run. You know, once you understand the prophecies, you know, once you got to be in it for a little bit. The Lord revealed to you. It's plain, it's simple, it's very clear. You know, you get deep enough, you can understand that this is the truth, man. Okay, Daniel chapter 2 and verse 40, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, which represents Rome, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And that's what America has done. Okay, it's been fighting, it's been winning battles, supposedly, even though, you know, Vietnam's, you know, they don't, depending on how you look at that, they kind of lost that. But on paper, they say they won that. You know, they said they won when they went to Afghanistan. You know, but one thing's for sure, you definitely fucked some shit up. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. And this is what we're seeing. Just like it was happening in ancient Rome, it's happening again. The inflation happened in ancient Rome is happening again. Okay? The fall of ancient Rome is happening again. Okay? But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with the miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And this is what we're seeing with these different political alliances, man. They're not fully united. That's why they Poland, they went to an Article 4 instead of, they should have went into Article 5. Okay? Now you want to come to negotiate, what are we going to do about this? That's the sign of weakness. Okay? He's ready to attack you. And you're ready to negotiate with your team. You should have been ready to attack him before you sent and got your red ass involved in Ukraine. Okay, now the rest of the world is seeing these things. Poland, the rest of your NATO allies, they're seeing, do we really want to fuck with this whore, man? Because she's setting us up to get backdoored. If we don't, we might as well jump ship and go fulfill prophecy like the Lord said you were going to do. Daniel 2 and 43. And whereas thou sawest iron remixed with the miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Okay, so you're not going to cleave one to another, man. Okay? And that's the divide. What's this? More than 30 Ukrainian drones were shot down over Leningrad region. The carpet plan is in effect. Air defense forces repelled one of the largest attacks on the Leningrad region. Over 30 drones were destroyed, according to Governor Alexander, blah, blah, blah. You know, these drones are changing the whole way you fight. You got to shoot drones out the sky, and you're not even going to be fully successful with that. And this dude's manufacturing a shit ton of them. You knock down 90% of them, and the 10% is fucking mad shit up. And they're cheap to make. And he's probably sending some drones that don't even got any like some explosives on it, man, just to really fuck you over. You know? Look at this. Ducks over here partying. That's just mad weird, man. You call yourself dancing? President Duck was spotted dancing to YMCA at the Yankee game tonight. I thought the YMCA was a homosexual song. 47 brought some light to an otherwise dark day in America. Nobody was even paying attention to him, man. They were embarrassed to be around him. The hell out of here. Imagine you was somewhere with somebody doing that next to you. How would you feel? Netanyahu claims Israel killed Charlie Kirk are absurd and insane. Yeah, we all believe that. I believe it.
And it's just the absurdity of it. Before I let you go, I want you to address one thing, and it's just the absurdity of it. Some of the internet rumors that somehow Israel is behind the Charlie Kirk murder, and I don't believe it for 1 second, but I want you to make a statement. It's so absurd.
That's insane. That's insane. Israel also changes the orbit of the moon. Israel pushes the sun. I mean, the whole thing is. It's not only insane, I think it's so absurd, so stupid, and so ridiculous. You can't believe that people are saying that. They just found the perpetrator. They'll get to the bottom of this. But
they just had some video of him falling off the back of. He left through the back way and jumped off the roof.
So they have no limits. When you hate Jews, when you hate the Jewish state, you're willing to say anything and promote all.
Don't say Jew, say Jewish.
All these absurd rumors. And by the way, they're willing to kill us all the time. I mean, that's what they're doing. And over the centuries, when Jews, especially in the Middle Ages, the horrific Middle Ages, the worst things were said about Jews you couldn't possibly believe. We were poisoning the wells. We were drinking the blood of Christian children. You name it. I mean, these things. That continued actually up to the Holocaust. The Nazis said the same thing. We're carrying vermin. We're spreading this.
Carrying vermin? What the fuck is that? I gotta look this up. What is vermin? Vermin, wild animals that are believed to be harmful to crops, farm animals or game, or that carry disease, rodents, parasitic worms, or insects, people perceived as despicable and as causing problems for the rest of society. I like this word. Originally denoting animals such as reptiles and snakes. You were carrying that? What is considered a vermin? Vermin are generally defined as a noxious, small, destructive, or disease-carrying animals like rodents, insects, and parasites that are considered pests to humans and their property. The term can also be used disparagingly to refer to objectionable human beings or to describe animals that prey on game, such as coyotes or hawks. What constitutes vermin can also be contextual, as a local health official or a farmer might deem different creatures harmful. And then it shows a little mouse carrying vermin. That's big, because I heard that y'all brought. That's the reason why we have mice, is because of you.
Disease. And people believed it, and every time they believed it, this was a prelude to a greater and greater massacre, culminating with the worst massacre of them all, the Holocaust. Well, since then,
Well, you ain't got nothing to worry about us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, do you? I mean, we don't have any nuclear capability. We don't have any political power, economical stability. We're pretty much fully underneath your thumb. So you wouldn't be trying to create any laws that will oppress these people that can't do anything to you, right?
we've learned, when people spread these lies about us, prepare yourself for the assault. And, they're trying to delegitimize the state of Israel. Charlie Kirk said to me,
delegitimize the state of Israel.
That he wrote me this detailed letter. You have to fight the slander. these untruths, these vilifications have consequences. And he was right. But I'll tell you one thing,
So you're not robbing, stealing, killing, like the Bible says you would do? Going to John 10 and 10? I don't know if I really believe you.
fighting on the battlefield against the terrorists and winning. And he was fighting on the battlefield of ideas. And I think he was winning. He was going to win. That's why they shot him. I hope they don't silence him. I don't think people will give in to these ridiculous, ridiculous lies.
I don't know, man. You don't really sound like you defended yourself well, in my opinion. So, I know I saw something. Yeah, that Poland situation, man, that's big. This person caught on video dismantling parts of the crime scene right after the Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Wow. Gotta watch who you're around, man. Everybody's working for Esau, man. Esau got everyone working for him. And then they were shutting down. I'm trying to understand why they were shutting down schools today. All these HBCUs, they supposedly were getting threatened. Milpitas jewelry store owner opens fire during attempted robbery. Good. Thou shalt not steal. What you think? You just steal because you ain't supposed to be stealing? Okay. Exodus 20 and verse 15. Thou shalt not steal. It's very simple. You don't want to obey, you're going to get shot. No water at dozens of Boxford homes. Governor Haley declares emergency. What? No water? Oh, we gotta watch that, man. I wonder why there's no water. Residents endure 3 days without water as state steps in. I didn't even hear about this, man. Ain't no water in Boston. No water at that's Boxford. Yo, mad shit is going on, man. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much shit is going on. And you gotta watch these stupid ass commercials. Yeah, I guess this chick at a HBCU in Utah, she was saying how there was all these threats, man, and she said she was thinking it was because of the Charlie Kirk. She said she has a target on her back, and listen, you had a target on your back before Charlie Kirk, okay? And the fact that you don't know that is why we do these videos, okay? We do them to warn you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you better get right with the Lord, all right? Or you got something coming to you, man. You definitely got something coming to you. In what form, shape, or fashion, we don't know. We just hope the Lord have mercy on us. Let's see what's going on in Boston, man. Oh, it's a lot. It's unmuted.
Well, some water woes continue in parts of Boxford tonight. A neighborhood that relies on a private well hasn't had running water in days, and the town says the company that maintains it has not responded to calls for help.
Wow, that's sad, man. Don't expect Esau when shit hits the fan. He ain't gonna tell you shit.
Governor actually had to step in, declaring a water emergency, allowing an outside company to come in and fix it. But as WBC's Aaron Parsegian reports, that's no consolation to families who are without toilets.
And it shows you how easy it is to shut off your faucets, man. We live in a false reality here, man. It's very easy to shut off the water, shut off your food. You don't own anything here, man.
Sinks and showers.
3 days, no running water.
Nothing. Nada.
An arid reality for Bob Cassidy and more than 140 of his neighbors.
It is a health hazard, you know what I mean? You know, you can't take a shower, flushing toilets. It's just been very, very difficult, but it is nice.
Can't flush the toilet. Yeah, it is a health hazard.
Nice to know that we're not alone.
At the center of Boxford's Andrews Farm neighborhood now is a gathering spot for...
And when some shit like that does happen, ain't no water coming in you. They'll drive right past the city and go right to these old ass Edomites.
An uplifting chat.
They don't know that.
And a clean water tanker brought in by the town to fill up jugs and bottles to return home.
As the infrastructure is getting older and older, we're having breakdowns more often. So I hope this is going to be fixed. It's a dangerous situation.
So much so, Governor Maura Healey signed an emergency declaration after Andrews Farm Water Company, a small independent operator,
Andrews Farm Water Company. Where does it say that? Andrews Farm Water Company. See, I don't even know where we get our water from. Just expect it to be there all the damn time. Andrews Farm Water Company CEO Amalek. The Andrews Farm Water Company, AFWC, does not have a CEO. It is controlled by its original developer, Doug Kahn. The AFWC is a private entity that provides water to homes in the Andrews Farm development and does not have a formal corporate structure with the CEO position, according to the wicked local and wicked law. You can't make this shit up, man. I think it said wicked local. Let's see what this is. wickedlocal.com. Andrews Farm facing water crisis. This is at wickedlocal.com. This is fucking stupid, man. Silly. I think that's what I'll read that later.
Operator created to supply water to 53 homes here failed to fix issues at the pump house or even respond. On Thursday, the Commonwealth commandeered the site, hiring a different water operator to try and get it.
And you jakes that are out there too. You ain't gonna, if you live in the suburbs, man, they gonna fucking, you ain't gonna get no water, man. She coming over here with her fucking little ass jug, man.
Back online.
And this is the strongest action taken yet by both local and state officials to try and tackle this problem that has plagued neighbors here for years.
It is not fair for the residents to be dealing with these situations on almost an annual basis since I've been here. Having the governor take this emergency action is extraordinary, and we are incredibly grateful for her support and the support of the state.
And once the water is running, tested, and deemed safe, longtime residents say the next steps should be finding a new company they can trust.
It's nice that the state is going to assure that this thing is working properly, and then we'll take it from there.
In Boxford, Aaron Parsegian, WBZ News.
And that's in the burbs, man. That shit ain't gonna be like that in the city. Okay? Not gonna be like that in the city. 70-year-old Florida woman bites pit bull to save her dog. This nigga jumping off the side of the...
Build a website you love with Wix.
I'm sorry. What's up with Candace Owens, man? Isn't that her best friend right there? Why she ain't saying anything? As a matter of fact, let me go on X. I don't know if I'm following her on X. Candace Owens. Why she ain't talking about her boyfriend, her mans? Let me follow her. I don't know which one is her. Let's see. This is 7 million. This is probably her. Nothing. To my friend Charlie Kirk.
I guess we could say Charlie broke the internet one more time. 150,000 of you guys were watching, and the system just sort of crashed. And it just really makes me happy that that happened, actually. It was already very difficult for me to do this for a lot of reasons, but I knew it was important because I didn't want the last thing that people had in their minds about Charlie to be the moment he lost his life. That was what was especially hard because he's just had so many amazing moments throughout his career. And as I was saying, I was happy to do that. And what
I'm trying to see if she's gonna cry or not, man. I don't want to hear all that shit.
Nobody. It was funny going through text messages yesterday, and I'm like, Charlie, Eric. They're like, Charlie, I know you're very frugal, We know that. When I look at this photo, I can hear him saying, does this look cool? He was wearing a pair of Candace saying the thing, and left and right, people were hammering me. They could. It was like, how dare you say that we need due process? We're talking about rape. And I remember he had young women at Turning Point who were threatened. But I love this video of me just playing with the protesters, sitting in front of one of their signs, and Charlie speaks to Kirk. He says it's going to be the power couple of the century. I need to continue to pray about it. I said, you're going to see things my way. And I think so.
There they go.
He didn't deserve that ending.
When did she turn the waterworks
Please
on?
unsee the footage of what I see them doing what they're doing today. It's hurtful to me. It's very hurtful to me. But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. You know, he was like, we were really close. And he was my best friend and my brother. And I will never unsee the footage of what I saw, the violence of it.
I wonder what's all this? It must be some neck ritual with Esau, man. Stabbed in the neck and shot in the neck, and like, what's up with that? Something about the neck. I gotta keep my eye open for that. Side note.
I pray for the people who took any pleasure in that. I would never, there's not a single person in the world that I would wish that on. And least of all, someone with a heart like Charlie's. He loved his family, he loved his wife, he loved his country. And he didn't deserve that ending. You know, he's really young. But I know that we will carry the torch. I will never allow the memory of Charlie to be forgotten, obviously, because there is no Candace without Charlie. You know, we came up in politics together, and so I don't know what else to say, guys, other than I'm in a lot of pain right now. And I love you, Charlie, and I'll see you when I'll see you. I love you very much. Thank you, guys.
You're gonna be seeing him in the kingdom, so don't worry, you'll get to see Charlie again. It is what it is, man. Everyone got something coming to them in this near future, man. This is why we want to get right with the Lord, man. You know, you be so worried about Charlie, and you need to worry about yourself and what the Lord about to do to you. Lucky that, we got to thank the Lord more, man. Got to thank the Lord, man. Can't explain how much you can't thank the Lord enough, man. He's always bringing out judgments, and the fact that he's giving us this word, man, what else can you ask for, man? And he's doing much more than that, because he ain't putting your ass to death every single day on camera and in front of everybody. Psalms 119 and 164, 7 times a day do I praise thee because of thy righteous judgments. And that's what it is. Okay? That's what it is, man. It's a righteous judgment. He doesn't do iniquity. We all deserve what's coming to us. Okay? Even though we might not understand why these things happen, we understand it's righteous. We know the Lord ain't doing any iniquity. 1 Thessalonians, might be 2 Thessalonians. It might be 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. In verse 6, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Heavenly Father to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Okay? Who was that? Saints of Jersey just did a little 4-minute video of a Jake trying to explain to him that his viewpoints on so-called Black America aren't justified, man. He doesn't understand the CIA and setting up crack cocaine, taking the father out the household. These are facts that you know, when you come into this truth, these are key points brothers bring up to show you how the curses, ultimately it's the curses, but when you look at it on a carnal level, the Lord used Esau to pretty much put these curses, put them into effect. He's the one who signed off these unrighteous decrees. If you want to eat, you know, you can't have anybody in the house. You got to separate you from your father. And, like, he didn't say it like that, but he put it in a way where that's what the outcome was. And what does that do? It creates this disorder in the household. Okay, so that's why we see the state of our people like that, being without their fathers. We understand how important it is to have a father in your household. But Esau played a huge part in that. Now you asking Kirk about that, he gonna speak loftily about that. Okay. Now he might be a Jake too. I saw Apostle Tahar's video today. But just as much as he could be a Jake, he can be an Edomite. And if he was a Jake, he could be a 2/3. I mean, this is why we need to fear the Lord, man. Because we won't know until we're saved who's who. Psalm 73 and verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. And that's talking about the so-called white man. Okay, he's not in trouble as other men, neither is he plagued as other men, because the system is based on him being exalted. This is his kingdom. But even in the midst of his kingdom, he's still on the same level as Jake at his lowest state, showing you he's just the basis of men. Psalm 73:6, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence cover them as a garment. And they the ones who commit the most violence. There's nothing they can propagate. They have the technology to propagate Jake as the face of violence and crime and gangbanging. Meanwhile, he commits wars. You gangbanging, you know, over blocks. He does that over countries with drones and tanks and mad money, tax-paying dollars being put in the hands of the just to run that war machine. Psalm 73:7, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than the heart could wish. I mean, of course he does. He has 500 plus years of slavery, and look what he's done with it. Okay, he this is what he built. Now, is it great? It's one of the greatest kingdoms, but he needed Jake to do that. You know, a lot of the technology created by Jake, no credit. He's been given all the glory for a lot of things he didn't even create himself. Psalm 73:8, they are corrupt and they speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Okay, now it's talking about the Edomites. And that's what Kirk was doing too. Of course, he speaks loftily concerning oppression. Okay, well, like I said, whether he's a Jake or not, because we know according to Deuteronomy 28:64, our people are scattered throughout all nations. So he just could be. Who knows? I don't know. Portland chaos causing the city's decline. ICE detains man in Lowell on Tuesday morning. Police arrest members of South American burglary crew in downtown LA. It's not really saying anything about these colleges. No one got shot over here. No evidence of gunfire after reported shooting at UMass Boston. There was supposedly all these schools were getting locked down. That's what Esau does. He gets mad, and what he wants to do is he wants to take it out on Jake. Here it is. The guy who supposedly shot Kirk was a so-called white man. Why are you going after HBCUs?
Build a website you love.
It don't make any sense. That's that perpetual hatred. Just want to take it out on Jake so badly, man. The Lord's going to give you a chance. Don't worry. And then what about his friends taking down shit, taking down the cameras and shit that was supposedly around him? It says the FBI has released new video and images of the suspected gunman who assassinated conservative activist and close Trump ally Charlie Kirk as the manhunt continues. Kirk, 31, was fatally shot in the neck during an outdoor speaking event at Utah Valley University Wednesday. I don't get this, man. Everyone getting shot and stabbed in their necks. I don't get
You see the suspect ran behind that upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that. It's important to note his black t-shirt, his black pants, and there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive t-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses.
Baseball cap with a triangle on it, man. This is all a fucking game, man. Like a pyramid. Come on. And this is why Netanyahu had to come out with a speech like that. Because everyone, you can't even hide yourself anymore, man. You like to do hits on high-ranking officials and shit like that, man. This is the type of shit you like to do, and then you like to put signs and. Yo, you're a funny dude, man. Easy to mice. Amulet, you are. I'm telling you, man. Hey, but a little creative you for this, man. Very entertaining. It really is. The neck, though? Like, why the neck? You got aim like that? You got AI. This is why a lot of this shit, man, you got to take it with a grain of salt and not have a mindset of everybody. People are really upset about this, about Kirk. You know, Candace crying her alligator tears. That shit, that's just fake. You know? It was so hard to get tears out of her face, man. Fucking fake as hell.
All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right.
That looked like a clean getaway to me. Look at Cash Patel. He don't know what to say.
After he crosses the street, this is where he moves over into the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence. Good. You want to go to the stills? So here's the still photographs I mentioned. These have been enhanced. So these are slightly different than what we introduced earlier. Please pay close attention to the t-shirt. Like I said, very distinctive with that American flag and that eagle. The hat with the triangle and the sunglasses. If you'll go to the next picture, please. The backpack as well. All identifying features that we're hoping the public...
Esau, man, you're a funny dude, man. Just the details you're giving it just sounds just orchestrated. Sounds fake. It's like a lot of your crimes. This has Edomite written all over it, man. Oh, it was a triangle. It was 6 o'clock. There was 6 men in and you know, it's like that. You know, he starts throwing all this numerology into the description, leaving clues that it was him. It was a hit. Now, I can't break it down like that, but you see a lot of videos like that when it comes to high-profile cases on Esau's, because shit that happens, not everything gets reported, man. So when Esau reports something, there's an agenda behind it, man. He don't do it for no reason. He wants to control the flow of data, man. He wants to make sure he's a lot of his communication and a lot of it is to deceive you. He's channeling, putting demons on people, man. You know, he's whipping something up to make you cry, get an emotional response out of you, and then offer a solution. So whatever you see, you gotta, you know, the timing of it. You gotta see how he's playing it. Now he's using the Del Carlo guy as like trying to stir up some type of like some race bait, man. Trying to see who's gonna bite. Eventually he's gonna get y'all to bite because the Lord's gonna allow him to do it. Just like George Floyd, that was a big, huge situation, and look how much chaos that brought. You know, that girl getting stabbed, that could get brought. He can. I don't know if it's getting the response that he's looking for, but he's definitely looking for some type of response.
What can help us identify and lead us to this suspect. Next picture. And again, there's a better picture of the hat with that triangle logo, and again the T-shirt.
Triangle, that looked like a pyramid to me.
Blue jeans, and you get a good look at those Converse tennis shoes as well. We have pushed these out. We'll continue to push these out, and we just ask for the public's cooperation.
I think the Converse logo got a damn 5-point star on it, man. Like it's just weird, you know, that all of this is just Esau written all over it, man. Because he's wicked. You're just a wicked devil. All right, I'm gonna look up some news. What's up in Nepal, man? Parliament in flames. Leader toppled. Nepal's Gen Z protesters ask what comes next. Ain't really showing nothing about that. I want to see something about Poland though. NATO taking Russian drones in Poland as warning. Poland sending 40,000 troops to border with Belarus as Russia moves closer to war with Europe. Ooh, shit is popping off, man. It's about to get busy, man.
Welcome back. The majestic. Welcome back. The majestic peak of Mount Everest is what often comes to mind when we think of Nepal, but this week the streets of the capital Kathmandu convulsed with violence. Our Patrick Reevell tonight reports on the simmering resentments of the country's younger citizens that bubbled to the surface.
A fury has swept over Nepal. The country's parliament ablaze earlier this week as thousands of protesters stormed it, setting it and other government buildings on fire. It's being called a Gen Z revolution after thousands of infuriated young people poured into the streets at the start of the week. The immediate spark, a government ban on social media apps, including WhatsApp and YouTube. But that ignited deeper resentment over entrenched...
Yeah, these apps. There's a movie called, I think it's called The Cell. Let me see what, I think it's not John Travolta. Let me see. he was controlling the people by the cell. With John, I think that's what it's called. No, it's not John Travolta. What the hell is his name? Something with the cell phone. I can't think of who was in that movie. But people were bugging out the cell phone. What's the cell phone woman who was suffering PTSD from death of her fiance starts seeing disturbing images on her cell phone about her future. No, that ain't it. But I can't think of the movie.
Corruption and the luxurious lifestyle of Nepal's ruling elite. All while youth unemployment remains at around 20%.
Although
that sounds like that's happening here in America.
Nepalese citizens are fed up of corruption. We need a new youth, new power, and new politicians.
On Monday,
yeah, man, they don't know that they asking for the elect, man. What's that? Romans the 8th chapter, Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. He's mourning. Okay. People are mourning, man, when Israel's not in power. Romans 8:30, I believe it is. No. I think it's up more. Yeah. Romans 8 in verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. Yeah, they're earnestly waiting to see who the Lord's dealing with, man. Who are the sons of God? We want to know who the elect are.
security forces opened fire on protesters in the capital, Kathmandu, killing at least 19.
So they were just protesting, but like government started violence, they started shooting the children in the school dress. It shouldn't be done.
The next day, Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli stepped down. Victorious protesters setting fire to his residence. Since then, Nepal's army has stepped in, its chief calling for talks. Today saw an uneasy calm in the capital, with troops on patrol and a curfew in place. Soldiers here telling a small crowd to disperse. Now protest groups are in talks with the army to appoint an interim leader for the country. Nepal's youth-led protests echo two other recent uprisings in South Asia. In neighbouring Bangladesh, unrest toppling the government last year. And in Sri Lanka in 2022. In both countries, discontent with ruling political dynasties and economic inequality boiling over. In Nepal, these families holding a vigil to commemorate their loved ones killed. At least 34 people died and nearly 1,400 were injured in the violence, according to Nepal's health ministry. The toll expected to rise. Young people here hoping a brighter future now lies ahead, but that's far from certain.
Our thanks to Pat.
Shit getting real out here, man, and the same thing's gonna happen here in America. That's what we're telling you about, man. I know they're doing ice raids in Chicago. News about Chicago. Chicago prepares for Mexican Independence Day celebrations. Oh my God. Now you're going to be celebrating Independence Day and you ain't even independent. ICE arrests worst of the worst during Chicago's Operation Midway Blitz. 15 hours ago. Anything more recent? 3 hours ago. ICE launches Operation Midway Blitz. Let's see if I can.
Back up. You're in my way. Back up. Don't touch me. Back up. Back up. We'll blow your fist up. Back up now. Next time I'm spraying you. Back up.
Get his number, bro. Get his number. ¿Cuál es su nombre?
Okay, back up, back up, back up, back up.
Yep. Well, that was a silly ass video. I don't know where they're getting. She's sitting there standing in the guy's way.
Limu limo at your.
A lot of you women, man, I'm telling you, y'all are gonna be y'all gonna get hurt, man.
Full and bustling neighborhoods are now nearly deserted.
Happening as fears of ICE raids ramp up. WGN's Andrea Medina reports from Little Village.
A lot of people just fearing to come to this area.
Little Village isn't buzzing with the same energy and spirit it's famous for. Driving down 26th Street, regulars can't help but notice the change. The once vibrant, predominantly Mexican neighborhood now feels unusually quiet and empty.
Generally, these corners, you'll have one vendor per corner. The corners are empty, the vendors aren't out here. And you see people not in restaurants, not being filled up, to see it so empty, to find parking, which is super rare. You know that obviously people are just holding off.
Ariela Santoyo, owner of My Quince World, finds it disheartening to see what's happening. Her shop has been a place where families come to search for the perfect quinceañera dress. It's a deeply rooted Latino tradition marking a girl's coming of age at 15. But she is convinced that the Trump administration's recent threats of ICE and the National Guard coming to Chicago have created fear and uncertainty throughout the community, leaving few people willing to step out.
There's been a decline of more than 50% of the business. I mean, the streets are empty. People are postponing their appointments that they had already made.
It has hurt the businesses, and also it has added a layer of trauma to our residents because they're scared.
The Little Village Community Council President Baltasar Enriquez is fully aware people are living in fear. He says hardworking residents, not only undocumented but also citizens, are terrified of what may happen to them, haunted by what they've seen in Los Angeles and D.C. Enriquez says he's heard that federal forces are set to arrive on Saturday and preparing for the worst if communication systems fail. The organization began distributing whistles and launched the Blow the Whistle campaign to protect residents.
Which is when you see immigration, we blow the whistle to alert the community that if you hear the whistle, if you have no legal status, go away. If you do have legal status, come this way and be a hero and protect those that are being harassed by ICE.
Enrique says if...
Be a hero. Listen, man, the whistle's been blown. All right? And it's the men of the Lord trying to tell you, man, you need to repent and come to the Lord, man. Get this understanding. Shouldn't be doing all these stupid ass Independence Day from what? You still being oppressed. Joel 2:1, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. That's right. It's nigh at hand, man. Jacob's trouble. And all these prophecies that are written, man. It's all, especially this MOTB. You know, Apostle Taj and, what's his name? Manata Zakba. He was, he was commentating on his video, I guess, and I think was it Manata Zakba I was listening to? He was saying how, no, it was the elder in the UK. He was saying that I guess Del Carlo had a conversation with his sister about, he said they put some material inside of his body. That's some crazy shit, man. And he said that's what made him do it. He said, I didn't even know that girl, man. You know? That's very random for Jake to just, that's just super random, man. Anyone that does that is just clearly bugged the hell out, or he got some device inside of him. I wouldn't be surprised if Esau put something inside of him. This is the devil. Okay. I want to make make this too long, a couple more minutes, but this is the devil, man. This is what we dealing with. About wars, stupid ass dances in the YMCA, and your shit about to, man, this place about to be destroyed.
Come on, good boy.
Nigga said Charlie deserved it. Hey, yo, man, and it's gonna get worse and worse, man. The left or the Democrats are already being accused of doing it. You know? They're being accused of this bullshit, man. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else, Amalek did this shit, man. Even though he said he didn't. Let me see if I can get some more news, man. What else is going on? New video: suspect Jair Bolsonaro sentenced to 27 years in prison for plotting Brazil coup. What? This nigga got locked up. Oh my God, what's going on in Brazil, man? The former president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, has been sentenced to 27 years and 3 months in prison after being found guilty of plotting a military coup. Oh my God. Oh my God. A panel of 5 Supreme Court justices handed down the sentence just hours after they had convicted the former leader. They ruled he was guilty of leading a conspiracy aimed at keeping him in power after he lost the 2022 election to his left-wing rival, Luiz Inácio da Silva. So, you try to do what Trump did. See, following Esau, man. 4 of the justices found him guilty while 1 voted to acquit him. Bolsonaro's lawyers have called their sentence absurdly excessive and said that they would file the appropriate appeals. So Bolsonaro was locked up for 27 years. Oh my God. Iowa school board may fire teacher who posted after Charlie Kirks' death. News rap authorities say Colorado school shooter was radicalized. Colorado school shooter? Oh yeah, I forgot there was another school shooting. It's kind of not really being talked about. Well, it is. It's right here, but nobody's really. There's so much going on, man, that things are not. Esau probably trying to hide some shit, man. So we want to be circumspect and keep our eyes open because there's a lot going on. UN Security Council members condemn Israel over deadly strike on Qatar. That's another situation after Russian drones were downed in Poland, what does triggering NATO Article 4. These two situations right here are big. Because here it is, they trying to come up with peace talks and you bombing them in different countries outside of the battlefield. You ain't got no business bombing Qatar. Qatar ain't got nothing to do with the battlefield. You just bomb whoever the hell you want. That's Amalek. You know? Hey, but there's prophecy that needs to be fulfilled. Jeremiah 49:20. So Esau, every single time he turns around, something else is happening. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, Jeremiah 49:20, that he have taken against Edom and his purposes, that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So America and Israel's going to be destroyed, man, for all this wickedness. And it is what it is. But I'm going to end it right here. Lord's will is edifying. We give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Shalom.